Hi Cancer, how are you doing? So this is going to be a reading for the 29th of November to the 5th of December. And we're going to be looking at some of the energies that are going on. This is just a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate, that's totally fine. Some weeks it will resonate and some weeks it may not. Also check out your rising sign as well, because I find that's quite accurate. So let's get some messages for Cancer. Nine of Swords, Nine of Swords, Seven of Wands in reverse, Six of Swords in reverse, what was that one again? King of Wands, Queen of Wands. The Empress in reverse. And can I get one card that kind of summarises the whole week, please? Oh, that came straight out, Hanged Man. Okay. Just going to pull some astrological dice here, and this is going to be for the signs that it's most accurate to. So if you've got a Cancer Sun but a Capricorn rising, then that's going to be more accurate to you. This can also be for people in your life as well. So we've got an Aries, we've got a Gemini, and we've got a Cancer. Okay, so let's look at this then. Okay, so the card that kind of summarises the week is the Hanged Man. This is you going through a transition, and what I see with this as well is I think a lot of you are going to start prioritising your kind of well-being a little bit more, kind of being more kinder to yourself. I think you've been slightly run down, and you're sort of starting to look inwards now and thinking, oh, maybe my health has suffered for a certain reason. The Hanged Man is really about a transition in life. You know, you're starting to go through a period of reflection and of taking care of yourself, but also starting to lament on the people that are really important to you. We've got King and Queen of Wands, you know, this perfect kind of couple. Both are very kind and sympathetic people. This could definitely be for some of you really relying on your parents this week, or caregivers, you know, that kind of person in your life that really makes you feel supported, makes you feel loved. You know, it doesn't have to be a parent. It can be anybody that makes you feel like that. A family, anybody you've got a connection with that feels really strongly. But I mentioned parents because we have got this kind of parental dynamic here. Queen of Wands, very sympathetic, so somebody to lend an ear to. You know, this is somebody who is very kind and really wants to understand you as well. You know, there's a sense here of like understanding different perspectives. This can definitely be you as well. As I mentioned about looking after yourself a bit more, this could be you starting to listen to yourself, be more sympathetic to yourself and say, you know, maybe I did this XYZ in the past and it kind of makes me feel bad, but it happened and I can only do my best now, I can only move on. King of Wands as well, very kind, very fatherly, somebody who is very sort of very happy to guide, but not necessarily getting into your business. So again, this is why I mentioned about parents. You know, they're there to support you, but they're not necessarily doing everything for you and getting into your business. So these two together, really nice energy there. Then we've got the Empress in reverse, and we've also got Nine of Swords. You know, something in the past has amounted to you not feeling good enough about yourself, and so this is why I mentioned maybe taking some time to transition out of this period and you get some support from someone this week. Nine of Swords is a lot about grief and pain, and you're grieving something that's maybe has ended. The Empress is not feeling good enough. You know, it's kind of like, not necessarily breakup energy, but it gives me a little bit of an energy of there is some mourning of a situation that has maybe passed now, and this is why you're trying to transition out of that now. It's generally a sort of feeling of lack as well. So this is kind of, yeah, definitely grieving over the loss of something in your life. And again, this doesn't have to be something that's really dramatic. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be, you know, grieving the loss of who you thought you were, you know, or it could even be the loss of, you know, times where you felt really comfortable. Because as I say, there is a sense of prioritizing comfort here. We have Seven of Wands in reverse with Six of Swords in reverse. Again, Seven of Wands in reverse adds to this idea that something in the past has gone a bit wonky and a bit awry. And then Six of Swords is kind of like a stagnancy. I see like a stagnancy here. Something that isn't moving it's not going anywhere. So this could definitely be a relationship that wasn't going anywhere. It could even be a creative project that just didn't work out, whatever it is. I see it a little bit more as a relationship because of the Empress, because that is really tied to our feelings of self-worth and, you know, how we create things. But again, it could be a project, you know, because it's very linked to abundance as well. And abundance is often linked to money. So we can see this in a couple of avenues. So please take what resonates there. But I mention, relationships here because, you know, Six of Swords to me is a little bit about moving away from a relationship a little bit, because something didn't happen, you know, there wasn't enough movement, there wasn't enough, you know, kind of buoyancy there to keep things going. And then Nine of Swords is obviously that kind of time where you grieve, and Seven of Swords in reverse is the time of, you know, things, I don't want to say failure, but it isn't a successful kind of message when it comes through. And so again, I think there's something in the past that just hasn't worked out for you. And so you're trying to move away from that. This is why you get the support from some parents or, you know, friends in your life. This could also be, you know, you working quite well with co-workers this week, you know. And then obviously then we have this transition to the Hanged Man. So this week, I think you're starting to really, you know, again, I'm going to use the word reflect, lament, you know, sort of just stew on how you want to proceed, because, you know, this week that I'm doing this reading for is come after quite a strong eclipse, which was on the 19th. And we then have a solar eclipse on the 4th, so this is during this reading. So solar eclipses really kind of set up a lot of events for the next year. You know, they sort of they really predict world events as well. So we had a lunar eclipse and then we have a total solar eclipse on the 4th. And so this is quite interesting as well, because I think that's going to solidify some of the feelings that we're having. And again, this kind of transition into 2022, and you starting to think about, you know, the kind of relationships that you want to bring into 2022 as well. And, you know, I think you're going to be experiencing that throughout December. You know, I'm going to do more readings, so we'll find that out. But this week in particular, getting a bit of advice and starting to prioritize yourself a little bit. So I think really this is not a bad message to take on with you, you know. Anyway, Cancer, that was your message. I hope you enjoyed it and it resonated. Please do come back next week for the next reading, and I hope you have a lovely week. Bye, guys.